Hi guys. So I love to do some myth busting videos, and it's not only because there's something new that I want to share that suddenly I need to burst everybody's bubble about, but it's often because we have been so deeply programmed and so conditioned that we don't actually even know the wood from the trees. So, for instance, I want to talk about this whole notion of you don't have to do what everybody says. You don't have to follow the rules, or you don't have to do what they say. So here's the thing about they and what they said and what we've been conditioned. Certain things obviously is common sense. Certain things, in order to do X, you must do Y. And we can question that and all of that. But for instance, when you want to have a healthy body and a vital body, you have to look after your nutrition, you have to look after your diet, after your well-being, and so forth. Now, in fact, that's not even only true, because you get people that they do not look after their diets. They actually eat what they want. They live a very unhealthy lifestyle, and yet they still have a vital body. Now, those are the exceptions, but as a rule of thumb, certain things, if you want certain things, you have to do you have to take certain steps. So, but we have also been conditioned not to question everything because they say. Now, whoever they is, whether it is a person in a white coat or some academic or just society or them, I don't know. Certain things we have to actually start really questioning what we have been told. Not because everything is a lie. Well, most things are a lie, but not only because of that. We have to start questioning things because we have to start looking into what is true for us. What is true for us? So, for instance, we can be told that in order to have a successful business, you have to do X, Y, and Z. Now, by all means, there's a time and a place, and a very, very, very healthy place to look into advice, to look into how it's been previously done, to get good resources, reflections, guidance. Absolutely. That's actually more critical. That's not what this video is about, by the way, but actually to get the proper resources and guidance is actually more critical than ever. Yet, we have been conditioned to just take that. In order to do X, you must do Y. So I want to bust that myth. But I want you to listen to this carefully, because if you bust this myth, there's a big proviso to it. There's a huge condition, and I'm going to explain it now. When you decide, and I say when, because as we're awakening up more and more, we are seeing through things. We are led to question things. But as we reach that stage where we're brave enough and courageous enough and smart enough, perhaps sometimes even silly enough to say that is not for me, when we reach that stage, we have to understand it's not just about not believing. It's not just about stepping out of that box. In order to step out of something, you have to step into something else that works for you. So whatever is what they say, in order to do a certain thing, you have to really question, is that really true? And if you decide that that doesn't apply for you, you have to, listen to this, you have to apply your own creativity, your own knowing, and responsibility and accountable actions as to what does work for you. I want to make that crystal clear. If you start understanding that I don't have to do what society or whoever them say, you have to find another way that does work. It means you have to be creative, you have to be smart. Certain things just doesn't, there's no two ways about it. You just have to do it in a certain tried and trusted way. But you can't just, I want two things is really clear. Question everything. Don't just believe what everybody has said, and that is the only way, that you have to do this. And especially in this time, because these times require from us to be more resilient, more adaptable, and it's because it's changing so fast. There are so many ways to do things. The old ways, if there previously was like 5 ways to do things, nowadays there's 500, a million ways to do things, because things just change so rapidly. So that's the first thing. understand that you do not have to just do something, especially if it doesn't resonate. By the way, that's a different story actually, because a lot of people don't really know what resonance is. They have not looked deeply into their soul enough to really find, they think because I don't like something, it doesn't resonate. As I say, that's a segue, and I don't want to go into a tangent, but if you just merely don't like something, it doesn't mean you don't resonate with it. It's a total different topic. Anyway, back to the original point. So question things, because there's a million ways to do. Don't just say, this is what everybody else is doing. However, if you start questioning and you do not do it in the way, the tried old trusted way, you have to understand that you are taking responsibility, meaning you have to be creative enough, smart enough, resilient enough, all of those things to find a better way for you. That better way doesn't mean it will always be the better way, but that is where you step out. Don't just do what everybody says, but find a different way. It's very easy. It's very easy to proclaim, I don't have to, I don't listen to anybody, I'm my own boss, I'm free from all the constraints. It's very easy to shout that from the mountaintop. Stop shouting that from the mountaintop if you do not have a better way, if you don't find what works for you. So really, that is such at the heart of the things. A lot of the things we actually must also even stop resisting. A lot of the things that we say, well, they said, well, if it works for you at the moment, use it. But know yourself well enough to understand, what do you question, what do you take, and what do you leave? And those things that you leave, find ways to work around that, ways to step out of that which you discard. That's really all I want to say about that. I'm just thinking into, is there any other point that I want to make? There's so many more, but I don't want to clutter it. It's really about question. What they say that you have to is not necessarily true. Find out what's resonance, because if you just don't like it, it doesn't mean it doesn't resonate. Sometimes it's something that your soul cries out for, it needs to learn. And then if you do decide to not follow these kind of rules, find a way that works for you. Be creative, resilient, flexible, smart, all of these other things. Find ways to make it work for you. That means you may have to really do some inner work and some soul searching around all of this. Thanks for listening. Some of these videos are really off the cuff, and it's really just a perspective or a thought that I feel to share. So I'd love you to subscribe, just to be here with me and to see me as I see you. That said, thank you very much for being here, and I love you. Bye for now.